Hello, and welcome to day 25 of Dungeon 23. Yesterday we made these two rooms right over here, and today we'll be making a room right here, with also a secret room. And my plans for today is to basically have a pretty sparse room with like a chest in it, and the chest has a booby trap. But also there is a secret room that has a real treasure in it. As you can see, I already have a little chest icon here in my little tokens library. So let's go ahead and actually just really quickly sketch out the room. Very basic shape. And we're going to put a fake wall here. This is just going to be an open doorway here, as with this one. And we're going to put a chest here. It's not that big of a chest. And a chest right here. Just right there, right next to it. So, that's on map layer. Alright. So, this one here is going to, when you open it, it's going to spray acid. And you have to make a dex save to avoid getting sprayed if you're like in this spot here. So let's just type this out. Text. Put this in layer, GM layer. And make this bright green as we've been doing. Zoom in here. DC. Let's put it pretty low. Like 13. It's a bit challenging, but not going to be super hard. Let's see, 13 dex 2 avoid. Let's just make it 1d8 plus 2. So it could be actually no, let's make that 1d6. That's a bit too harsh. Even though some of these other things are a bit harder to... Other traps and monsters in this first level can be pretty lethal, but this one isn't going to be as bad. I'm actually going to decrease this to 12. Acid damage. And it's not going to be half damage on save, it's just going to be a flat 1d6 plus 2, or just nothing. And to notice the fake door, DC. Let's put this at 14. Investigation, actually. And it's actually going to be locked too. My idea is that it's like a fake walls, like it's like a paper, like a tapestry of some kind, that you just peel off, and then behind it is a locked door. And so the DC for the lock is going to be actually pretty low, just going to be a 12. And what are we going to put in the treasure chest? So I'm thinking maybe like a potion of acid immunity, or like acid resistance for like a minute, or something like that, because you do have like this gelatinous cube here, you have the acid trap here. I think we're just gonna do something here. Let's see here. Let's put this guy on the token layer. And then that way we could add like stuff to the containers. And by that I mean, if we put, you can't like click on it and like see information while on the map layer. So what we could do is just objects and tokens. See, if you don't want to move things around, just go to advanced and then just lock position. So that way it can't be moved around, it's locked in place. And I'm gonna also set dimensions. Set. So now it can't be moved or dragged around or anything like that. So now we can just double tap it, and then we're just not going to give it a name, but GM notes. Alright, so what we have here is 3d4 silver pieces. Not a whole lot, but it is still a nice little thing to have, especially for low levels. A lamp without oil, because someone obviously was down here and using it. Whether or not there's like no oil in it, or the oil is just like gone sour, or like it became all clumped up and adhesive and yucky and gross. But it's up to you. A broken pickaxe to insinuate that like this was like kind of cleared out and carved out and then covered up again. Just a basic d6 to hit, or a d6 damage, but it does -1 to hit and -1 to damage. Like basically basically a curse weapon. I mean, there's no like curse to it. It's just broken. You could repair it if you have like smith's tools, but at that point, just throw it away or salvage it for scrap. Whatever you want to do. And finally, the scroll of lesser protection from acid. It grants resistance to acid damage for 1 minute. I know, like technically, only spellcasters can use scrolls, and it has to be for their spell list, which personally I feel like kind of defeats the purpose of scrolls. Like, I understand like back in the day where as a magic user you needed to have scrolls because you had 2 or 3 spell slots, and you used one of them to prepare Identify, and then one of them to prepare Fireball, and one to prepare like Invisibility. And like those were your 3 spells, and you prepared them per slot, so you didn't have the flexibility to cast as you do in 5th edition. So being able to have that extra scroll of haste or whatever was super useful and kind of a necessity. So what I do when I run is to just let anyone use spells. Maybe I still need to make an Arcana check, or Religion if it's a cleric spell, or a Nature if it's a druid spell, or Performance if it's a, bard spell. Or maybe Persuasion if you're like a warlock. I don't know, something funny. The point is, let everyone use scrolls, and anyone should be able to use this scroll. Anyone should be able to use this scroll and give themselves, not advantage, but resistance to acid damage. And of course, using a magic item is an action, so. But yeah, there is our secret room with our secret chest. And we also have here our fake chest, which sprays acid in your face. This would be really cool, really fun if you're an arcane trickster rogue. Although no, you don't get that legerdemain, the mage hand legerdemain, until like 3rd level. So you can't really like do the fun things you want to do for like picking locks from a distance. If you pick the locks from a distance, then it would just spray at the mage hand, which I don't think mage hands have like an armor class or HP, which is weird. They might. I don't know. They probably should. Maybe if you're a ranger casts detect traps or whatever it is, or whatever magic user they just determine that this is trapped, which would also probably be a DC 14. Let me. Come on, you. DC. Yeah, DC 14 investigation to find out that it's trapped. But yeah, so anyway, we've got our fake room, our fake wall, with a real chest, and a real chest, and a fake. We've got ourselves a real chest. We've got ourselves a fake chest, in a real room, and a real chest behind a fake wall. Tomorrow we'll be making a room right here. Probably make all these rooms connected here, similar to what we did over here, where this guy's all connected. I'm not sure. I think we did learn a valuable lesson about how to basically make these rooms bigger. Like if every room was as big as like this guy here, then it would probably be a bit more better. Like these guys, like this, and this will probably be like our entire rooms here. We can still have some small rooms, probably maybe actually make the entrance rooms bigger. Which is funny because like we basically remade the first room because I thought it would be too small, or rather too big. So this whole thing has been a learning experience, and I think that's super useful. With that said, thanks for watching. Do all the algorithm stuff, you know, like, comment, subscribe, that crap. And I apologize for the poor quality. It's not going to improve.